Hi, everybody. You always have to take that beginning breath. Get your bearings before you really start. Hi, everybody. Okay, so this is the update video. I haven't posted a video in a while. Excuse me for that. I've been busy. Um, so, um, in my being busy, I have read some things, written some things, I guess. So I guess I'm gonna give an update first. Blah. Um, if you guys see in my links on Facebook, if you see on Facebook, I do have. If you do go to my page, the subscription page, my actual YouTube page, I have a Facebook link on there. That is the new link that you can contact me at. You can get to the groups that I run, all three of them. Well, all two of them, not three, but two of them. I host a Hoodoo Bible study, and that takes up some time. I'm actually just now starting to get back into my Hoodoo Bible study, and then also you can look up. Oh, you can also look at the Mystic Hut through that page too. What else? I have kind of, if you guys have seen my Etsy page, I've kind of started doing readings and readings. Excuse me. I've started doing readings and worked through that Etsy page, and that's been a little bit difficult, especially with Etsy recently. Ooh, Leo just sneezed. That means there's going to be a rainstorm tomorrow. Superstitions, you guys, they permeate my life. Um, but I started doing work through Etsy, and with the whole new policy change thing, that's gotten a little bit difficult. But I'm still offering services through that. I'm still offering works through that. It's just that I've had to go back and reword the descriptions and put disclaimers on the page to let you know that none of this stuff is for none of this stuff will actually change your life. Some of it might, some of it is just for show. That's basically what it's basically just them trying not to get sued. So I've had to do that, and through my Etsy page, I've also been busy. I've had clients, and I've been doing work for other people. So that was something that has been very time consuming in my life, but it's also very fulfilling too because I do love to help and read for people and help pray for people and teach people how to pray. And then my favorite part is when they come back with a testimony, not a testimony to my work, but the testimony to the Spirit's work and to what the Spirits have done for them and what the Spirits have helped them do. I always make it a point to say to them that none of the praise goes to me, but it all goes to God above and to the spirits. So, yeah, that's just a little bit of update. I've been busy trying to manage all of those things, but I have been thinking about ideas for book reviews, not ideas for YouTube videos, and most of those ideas have been book reviews. Because I recently have started reading a lot of Lucky Mojo and a lot of Lucky Mojo Cat Ironwood books because I'm kind of thinking I would like to take the correspondence course that she offers. I'm thinking about it. And so in my reading of these books, I guess I'm kind of going to go through and give a review of each book as I finish it and tell you guys what I did and didn't like about the books. And really, I cannot give a review of anything, but I will show you what books that I am reading, and I will review the one that I am done with because Leah's trying to jump. I will review the ones that I am done with, and I'll review them as soon as I get done with them. But as for now, I'm just going to show you what I'm reading. The cat just jumped. You guys know how he is. Okay, so the first one that I read was actually a gift from the author. Michelle Jackson, who is an amazing reader, she wrote Bones, Shells, and Curios, and you can find it at bonesshellsandcurios.com. And Michelle Jackson is an amazingly awesome woman. This book was actually payment for a reading that I gave her, and it was payment. This is payment that I was so happy to receive because Michelle had made a post about needing to switch out the dice from her bone set because of her eyesight getting a little bad. And I was like, I'd read the dice, so I think and so. We just. I think I just gave her I gave her a dice reading, and I asked her questions about bone reading, and she said, as payment for this reading, I would send you this book. And I got this. The funny part was that this happened around December, and I was waiting and waiting for this book to come in the mail, and it came on Christmas Day, and we didn't even know that the mail ran on Christmas Day. We like when I say we, I meant me and Michelle, because me and Michelle have been corresponding the entire time I was waiting for it to come in the mail. But Michelle and I didn't even know that the mail ran on Christmas Day. Nobody knew that the mail ran on Christmas Day, and I was like, well, maybe it's just. And the broom just fell, which means the spirit is coming. Maybe it was just Father Christmas just delivering a Christmas present that was a little bit late. So this is actually the book that I will be reviewing for today, because this is a book that I've read in its entirety, and it is a wonderful, wonderful book. So we will come back to this. Another book that I'm currently reading is Paper in My Shoe, which is I'm actually really excited for, because I love petition papers. I've always loved handwriting and writing. When I learned cursive in third grade, which they don't teach people anymore, that was a little bit upsetting to hear. Like, I was really upset. They exchanged cursive for computer basics. So like how to sit at a laptop, how to type at a laptop. They exchanged out cursive and handwriting for computer basics. But I love handwriting, and I've always loved the idea of written prayers and handwriting prayers, and I've always written my own prayers. So the book Paper in My Shoe, and the idea of petition papers and prayer papers, and all of the written types of magic, that has always been an interesting topic for me, and I've actually started reading this, and it is a very good book. It is a very, very good read so far. I'm through the history section. I'm only on what to write upon. So it's like talking about all the mediums that you can use for writing petitions and prayers and all of that. So this is a good book. I will be doing a book review when I'm done with this. This is the next one that this probably won't be the next one. It'll probably be the third one I'm done with, because I'm reading 3 books at the same time. Hoodoo, the Art of Hoodoo Candle Magic, which is actually, you guys know I love candle magic. I actually got the Master Book of Candle Burning, the revised version. The only difference between the revised version and the old version is that the revised version has no pictures in it. It only has altar setups, and I think there's even a blurb at the end. And then the revised version, that they didn't have in the old, which it actually talks about Psalms. So it's added to a little bit. But the Art of Hoodoo Candle Magic, because you guys know I love candle magic, and this was required reading, but this was something I meant to get for the longest time. I suggested it to someone. Having not read it, but the person told me about all the stuff that was in it, and I was like, well, now maybe I think I should really get this book. So the book I got the book. Hoodoo, Herb, and Root Magic. This book isn't really for like cover to cover reading. It's just more for referencing. Like it talks about different types of herbs and animal curios that you might use in root work. This one isn't really for reading cover to cover. Although there are interesting stories and there are interesting ideas. Some of them are based on the Hyatt works, and if you know anything about me, I also work on the Hyatt books too. I'll probably put that link in the bottom of this video. But Howard Middleton Hyatt was a anthropologist, I guess you could say, a folklorist, as Miss Cat likes to call him. And he was a folklorist, and he collected stories about hoodoo, and he collected conjure workings and hoodoo workings from root workers, people that had been to see root workers, people that know people that had been to see root workers. So he collected all of these stories. He put them into 5 volumes of books. There was going to be 6, but the 6th one kind of didn't happen because he died before it could get printed, and there were other complications, like the man that he left in charge of the book instead used it for his doctoral degree. But Um, yeah, so it's really just interesting because I didn't know that there was any Hyatt information in this book. I just thought it was all, her stories and things that she had encountered from workers that she had met. But it was also people, but there are also stories in here from Hyatt and the works that were done in Hyatt. So that was very interesting. I think both of these books, which both authored by Cat Iron, would have a little bit. Well, all three of these books, which are authored by Cat Iron, would also have a little bit of Hyatt information in them, and I think that's a good idea. I think that's well, I don't think that's a good idea. I think that's great because a lot of people don't know about Hyatt. And the last thing that I'm currently reading this, the Black Folder. You guys can't really see it, the Black Folder, and this thing is huge. This is bigger than the normal book because the average book Lucky Mojo produces is 96 pages. So this is 96 pages exactly. But this one and the Hoodoo Urban Root Magic are actually more than 96 pages. This one is 136 pages, and I don't know how many pages are in Hoodoo Urban Root Magic. I would think around 200. Yeah, 200. And that's not where the information. 214 are information. 200 and there are lots of pages. I think these are pages back here to place orders, which is actually kind of cool. But yeah, there are 216, 17 pages in that book. This one is 136. So these books are bigger than the average one, and this one is like literally like a textbook. Like I've taken a if you see this here, this is a highlighter. I've taken a highlighter to it, and I've officially gone through the book. And I read this book. I started this book maybe on Saturday, and I'm already, when I say Saturday, I mean the 4th of July, and I'm already on page 93, which isn't a lot of reading actually. But I still this would be the first book that I get done with, and this would be the first book of the books that I just showed you that you will get a book review on. So yeah, so that's all of my reading as of lately. But like I said, this video is going to be a book review for Bones, Shells, and Curios by Michelle Jackson. Bones, Shells, and Curios, a contemporary method of bone casting, written and illustrated by Michelle Jackson. Now, first of all, guys, this book is beautiful. Just on the outside, it's beautiful, but on the inside, it's really cool too because Michelle has put in some interesting pictures of shells and of not just shells, but like charms and other things of that nature. Michelle actually started off reading Sangoma style, or she actually received her first bone set from Miss Cat, a Sangoma reading set, and from there she picked up her own techniques and ideas about bone reading, and those sort of developed into this book and this form of reading that we have, this form of reading that she's giving to people. And what I really like about this form of reading is that it doesn't seem overcomplicated, and it's all about being able to understand it through reading your own way. I've always believed that not every person reads exactly the same way when it comes to even common tools. What is a common tool, you may be asking? Common tools like tarot cards. Everybody has read tarot cards or reads tarot cards or knows of someone who reads tarot cards. So even, let's say that I pull the Three of Swords, the Priestess, and the Emperor. Not every person is going to interpret those cards the same way that I interpret these cards. What I love about this book is that she does also give ideas of how to interpret certain things because there are little sample readings in the back. There are also little blurbs about things that are important to bone readings, like ancestors and how to sit down and discuss with your ancestors the meaning of pieces. The book is very relatable, if you ask me. And when I say relatable, what do I mean by relatable? Michelle Jackson has a personality that I don't know how to explain it. It's just very It's very vibrant and it's very fun. And she's also a very busy person, but it's a very fun energy. And this book completely transmutes that energy into something that you can have with you all the time. And it's just it's a beautiful idea that she went through, and she took pieces from her own experiences, and then she took experiences from other readers, other people that read Bones, and she put them into this book, and it allowed these people, or I guess she herself explained what certain things meant in the formation of the bone readings. Because there are like literal diagrams of a person that had casted bones, and there are some of these are actually some of these pictures of the bone readings believe to be her set, because I see the piece that represents her, that represents the person getting the reading in the castings. So that's very interesting. But she also, that's another thing. She also, if you look at the glare is so strong. If you look at the cover, you can actually see that the front of the book is actually decorated with pieces from her bone reading set. And if you look through the book, she has a whole section where she talks about the pieces, the bones, the shells, the charms, the things that you put into the set. And she actually has her own pictures of things that she has from her set, just so you can see. Just so you can just so you can see what the set looks like. So it's a very interesting and beautiful concept. From this book, I was actually able to put together my own set of bones, and I've kind of I've learned to read the bones, and I've read the bones efficiently, and I think that, she did a wonderful job putting together a book, because as a person that came into bone readings not really understanding it, to be able to now completely do an efficient and true bone reading, I feel like that's, when a person can read something and understand it without needing further explanation, I think that is what makes the book a good book. So, in my personal opinion, this is one of the books, if you are interested in bone reading, this is one of the books that is a good one to read. And, because it doesn't stick to the traditional Sangoma format of reading bones, but instead implies that you can do it your own way and whatever feels correct to you. So, this book, in my personal opinion, is a must-have in your library, especially if you're going to do some type of bone divination. And thank you to Michelle Jackson for sending me this copy. Thank you to Michelle Jackson for writing this book. And I just wanted to do a short little book review and give you guys an update and let you guys know how I was doing. I'm doing fine. And yeah, I'll put the link to the higher works below. And I'll also put a link to where you can go and get the book if you are interested in getting the book. And yeah, okay, bye guys.